Good morning, traders, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. The Forex for me at the moment is still very much ranging, and just starting off with Euro USD, we did get a breakthrough of this consolidation triangle, but we immediately came back onto the moving average here and pretty much into the middle of the range. So whenever we're in the middle of the range, I stay well away from this kind of stuff. So for me, Euro USD, even on the hour, we have this trend line break. We've tested it twice here, so I would be looking for the upsides. I'd be looking for break and retest of this area here. You can see where all these tails are. I want to see price get above it, come back, test it, give us some bullish price action before looking for 119.152. At the moment, still reluctant to be short in the range. I'd rather be short below the break of the range down here. So it's pretty much sitting hands for me. There's nothing that I can really see there. USD Japanese Yen, as expected, we broke above this level here and we're now heading towards this trend line to the upside. So this consolidation is coming to an end. This could be seen as a double bottom here. So there is our double bottom. So we would be looking for a break, and you can look to the left here and you can see all this interaction at this area. That would be our target area of 107.272. Okay, but again, we do have a trend line there, and let's just get rid of some of the noise. We do have a trend line there. I think we can get rid of that one. Get rid of that one, just tidy the chart up. Okay, so on the hour, we've been backwards and forth on the moving average. You can see up, down, up, down, up, down, big confusion, and then we finally broke through, and now we've got the moving average pointing up as well. So what we're looking for is pullbacks, but bear in mind you've got this trend line here, so it's not a really decent trade for me. I suppose if we break through, come back and test this 106.725 area, then there's an opportunity to extend up to 107.272. Okay, so but I still think the dollar is sort of treading water at the moment, no real direction. Pound dollar, so just have a look at that on the 8 hour. Pretty much nothing new as far as I'm concerned, still ranging, exact same scenario as Euro USD right now. We have broken through these tails here, and it does look like we're coming back to test them, but as I said earlier, until we get through 131.851, I'm not interested in this at the moment. Trend is still up. We are looking for longs. This is a long consolidation because we had a pretty long trend to the upside, so it is still hovering. Concern I've got is high, lower, high, lower, high, low, lower, low, lower, low. So this could be a bit of a wedge forming. Okay, so if we just do that, and then we do that, it could be a little bit of a wedge forming. We could have broken out, and this breakout is going to be, is going to continue. And there's so many coulds and buts and ifs at the moment. So again, it's ranging, and that's typical what happens in the range. You've got so many different situations to look at. If we just dumb this down to the 1 hour, you can see below the moving average, above the moving average, below the moving average, above, below, above, and now we're staying above and we're testing. So this does look like we're going to move to the upside and continue to the upside. So for me, just going to use a block here. I'd want to see us get above this area here and hold it. So in other words, above, come back, test it. Then I may be interested in a bit of a long. I just want to adjust that to there and bring that there like that. So you can see there is our 1 hour trend line at the moment. So that's our micro trend there, which is down. We're above the moving average here. So there's a lot going on here, a lot of support here as well. If we can get through, well, at the moment it's resistance, but if we can get through it and come back and test it for support, we're breaking the trend line as well. I think that may offer an opportunity to the upside. So well worth watching pound USD. Target areas are going to be So first target area is going to be this one here, which is 131851, and second target area is going to be 132286. Okay, in actual fact, this might be a good one to watch for the London breakout strategy. In other words, look at the last 7 bars from when the Asian market opened. Make that your range. If you break to the downside on a lower time frame, something like the 5-minute chart, then you have the height of the range to play for. If you break to the upside, then you've got the height of the range and more to play with, because you do have a bit of an uptrend forming. Okay, pound Japanese yen. So we came back to the bottom of the range and we basically selling off the top of the range. I'm not interested in shorting this. Okay, trend is up. The trend is up. This is consolidation, and this does look pretty interesting to me for a potential break. I would want to pull back first. Give me a pullback. Give us a higher low and then attempt, or alternatively, this break that we've had above this level here of 139907, have that break up and hold, and then we can look at it for a trade to the upside. But this is also looking like it is breaking to the upside. Okay, Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, nothing much changed since yesterday. We are still in this consolidation pattern. You can see this triangle is still here. We're right at the apex of the triangle at the moment. Come down to the hour. You'll see pure confusion at the moment, triangle and range. And often what happens as well with triangles is you get this kind of sort of wide consolidation pattern. So it's big ups, big downs, into small ups and small downs, and then just just flattening out. Okay, normally it happens before data comes out or before there's some major movement coming out. Something that you'll see in the Bollinger Bands as well, known as a Bollinger Squeeze, where you will see price just going into a flat zone like this, and then the Bollinger Bands coming closer and closer and closer. This is range bound, nothing worth trading until we get above and below these levels. So that still stays the same as yesterday. So that's 100 to the upside and 109.59 to the downside. Okay, still worth watching, but you just need to be patient. As you can see from yesterday, patience is key. Last one is Euro Canadian dollar. So what we were looking at yesterday was this retest of this area here, okay, which was 1566618, and you can see that did happen. We'll have a look at that on the lower time frame. Just missed it, but we'll see if we can pick that up on the lower time frames. I didn't get this trade. I was pretty much waiting for Wall Street and the S&P yesterday. So let's just have a look at what happened here. If you managed to get in on this trade, I'd be curious to know whether it worked out for you or not. So you can see the trend line broke. We had the retest here, and I still said to you, looking at the high time frames, the trend is still down. So you were looking at up in this area here, and if we just take that level away, let's just delete this one. So that was the first area. You can see swing down, swing down. There's 2 fractals there. There's a fractal there, and it barely got there. Now, you always want to have 2, and I see we had I had the wrong 2 in. So I was looking at that area up there when I should have been looking at something different, and I don't see what we should have been looking at apart from maybe that inside tail there. Okay, not a perfect science, as you can see. So it's always good to have 2 pretty solid ones in, and this bottom one's not solid. That down there is more solid, and we had a close above that one. So, okay, there we go. Sorry, missed that completely. So there's your inside, your Brooks gap right over there. Okay, so that is pretty much where the level was, and there are a few fractals and rejections at that level as well. So that was a zone. Got the pin bar in there, and I think if you were on the 15-minute for that, just waiting for that to transpire, I think you would have probably seen a something that would have helped you out. Yeah, it looks like my chart just died. So looking at the 15, you can see there are the 2 levels there, and first one was a rejection, and you were looking for a second one. There's a second one there. There's a pin bar off that level. entry there, that would have been a valid entry. Still broke above just to test the people that stops were too close to that level, and then we started moving to the downside. So it was these kind of things. What you're looking for is you want to have a reasonably wide stop, have a position size that makes sense and not going to break the bank, and that's what you want to do. So anyway, we're going to shut off on Forex now. I don't know what's happening now. See, lost connection to server. So yeah, so for me this is well worth watching still, because we've had a little bit of a move to the downside, but we may actually turn and have another attempt at this area because the 1 hour trend has broken. So which will give us a much bigger sort of cup and handle here. So if this creates a lower high, there's an opportunity to look to buy here. So we need to watch what happens in this area here. Okay, and that's around 155,610. So that's the area you want to be watching and see what transpires here. I actually think you're going to get another attempt to the upside. Okay, and that is potentially a trend change on the high time frames. Anyway, hope it helps you, and we'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.